Let's see how this works out. I mean, technically, hi, how's it going? How you doing? I don't need to hear my own voice. Let me rectify that. Let's give it some time for folks to come in. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe so. Um, how is everyone on this summer day? This is going great so far. There we go. Okay. So some people are, strolling on in, moseying on in. They're probably like, "What the hell are you doing live?" Or maybe this is just a bad thing to do. There's like 5 people here, so okay, all right. Oh, somebody said hi back. Hi, Jasmine. Hi. Is it Anya? I wonder if it's Anya. Let me know if I'm mispronouncing that because I hate when people butcher my name. So let me know if I'm saying that incorrectly or correctly. I want to be appropriate. Um, eh, yes, I said it right. Okay. Hi, Sophie. Oh my God, did you hear that? My stomach just growled. So we'll give it a little bit. I wanted to come on here and, talk about Abigail because I can. So yeah, let me look at the Hey Diva. Well, hi. Hi Hannah, how are you? Hannah's like, "Oh, you can go live for movie review, but we can't do Twin Peaks tonight." No, we cannot, Hannah. In case you ask, just let you know. But next week, I got you. I got you. Next week we're doing Twin Peaks. Mhm. And Late Night with the Devil. So, okay. So yeah, as this Sophie, I'm so happy you're hyped for this movie. I'm hyped to actually talk about this. So I thought, look, I know some of these reactors out there make it look so easy, but it is really hard to sometimes record yourself, let alone being able to even do a review at times. So kudos to them. Just in general, filming a review makes me nervous sometimes. Oh, thank you. I loved here's my favorite thing. I love doing interviews. It's the coolest thing to get to talk to creatives about their process and just about the product itself, especially if you really enjoy the product. Um, Squid Boys Toys? Oh my god, that name, I love it. Love it. Am I early? No, you're just right on time. We haven't started. I heard the movie was a blast. Hannah, I'm about to confirm some things. Now, I will tell you, this is a non-spoiler review because I don't want to ruin your movie experience by any means. And then we'll also just kind of talk. It's chit chat. It's been a hot minute. Um, so there might be maybe one or two people watching it on my personal channel. Appreciate it. And here on the Horror Hour, we're also going to talk about memberships and some of the cool things that we are doing. So, without further ado, let me fix that. I think I know the entire cast by heart now. Let's see if I can do that. So, yeah, Abigail drops. Well, in some now there are advanced screenings around the country tonight. I know there's some early showings on Thursday, and it technically premieres Friday. It's Radio Silence's newest flick. So you see already why it gets nervous, or like, oh, you're like, oh, I didn't like that take. I gotta do it again. And what is like a 5-minute video takes like an hour and a half, and then you're sweating under all these lights. So to the people that do this professionally, I tip my hat to you. Um, anyways, it's written by See, I was not as well prepared. I had IMDb up, then I just said, no, I got this. I got this. I got this. But you know what? We'll give some. I see this viewer count going up, so give me a second to wait. Yeah. People like, you've gone live before, right? Yes, I have. I'm not new to this part. Okay. So Abigail comes from Radio Silence. It's written by Stephen Shields and Guy Busick. And let's talk about who it stars because we know everybody's been talking about a certain someone. She rules, by the way. You've got Alisha Weir, who plays Abigail. Then you've got Melissa Barrera, Dan Stevens, Kathryn Newton, Kevin Durand. This is also Angus Cloud's last role, R.I.P. Also, Giancarlo Esposito. I swear he's in everything. And then William Catlett. There's also a cameo, which I'm not going to say who it is, but seriously, IMDb already spoils that, so that made me laugh. But I'm not going to tell you who it is. So in case you're curious, you can just go look in IMDb. That caught me off guard, but hey, cool. So y'all probably already know the premise, right? Abigail? Hi, A Nightmare on Fear Street. Thank you. They're so nice. I love them. Group of criminals kidnapped the ballerina daughter of a powerful underworld. See, again, this is why I hate doing reviews. Underworld figure. That's why I'm like, blah, 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 tripping over my words. They retreat to an isolated mansion, which, by the way, that's the house from the Banshees of Inisherin. Crazy. And a lot of the movie is most of that house. They only had to build, I think, 2 sets. So kudos on that. Unaware that they're locked inside with no normal little girl. I'm going to tell y'all right now, when I saw the trailer, when it started, I was like, oh, I'm rooting for Abigail. And then halfway through the trailer, when you see the twist and you find out she's a vampire, oh, I was rooting again for her. I was like, oh, she about to F them up. I mean, she is about to mop the floor with these people. And so I can tell you this. I had a blast, honestly. I really did. Like in the interview, you can hear me say this was an effing ride. And I'm going to tell you also right now, there are things that are not in the trailer, which I really enjoy because I love when a trailer can still keep. I love when a movie can keep some of the mystery because it sucks when a trailer will give away the entire movie. You know, Speak No Evil remake from Blumhouse. Yeah, I'm calling you out. The old movie's not even buried dead in the ground. Anyways, I will tell you though, if anybody is also wondering about Melissa Barrera, I'm gonna let you know she really eats in this role. Like, oh my god, she is so much fun. In fact, I'm very happy that she's not like. I think going into it, I was somewhat worried that okay, were we gonna get maybe like a Sam Carpenter kind of spin? But I'm happy to say that Joey is somebody completely different. And we get to see what I'd like to say is a little bit of range, but honestly, Melissa's got range. If you've seen her other films, you know she's got range. But I can tell you, when I left this movie, my first thought, Melissa Barrera needs to do some action movie, like some like military something, because she got moves and she just has this spirit. And I was like, oh, okay, this has me pumped because also this movie is kind of Ready or Not ish. And I think that is also where Radio Silence kind of excels. I know some folks weren't a fan of how they took a certain franchise, but look, when they get in their own element where you've got pretty much a singular environment, this house, they really know how to work with what they've got. And I think there's actually one jump scare that got me, and I was so pissed. I was so pissed because I do really good about not like jumping, but there was one, and it made me laugh my ass off too. So I was even more mad about that. It's like, how dare you? How dare you? There's also a scene that I would probably say is very meme worthy, and I can't wait to see once that really makes its way around the internet. because it had me chuckles, especially if you've ever been at like a college. You know what? I'm not even gonna spoil that. Dan Stevens, keep doing horror. Honestly, we need more Scream Kings. Okay. Kevin Durand might have been a little bit of a scene stealer for me. He's double muscle, and it's real. That sounds dirty, y'all. I am so sorry. But you know what I mean. He's that. Oh, I see my internet struggling. Let me close out a window or two. Hey, Mike. You know what? Let's close out this window. I'll see that. That internet says, boy, you doing too much. But yeah, it's Kevin Durand might have been a scene stealer. So, and it's just how he played the role, and it was so funny. The other thing that I think is alluded in the trailer too is these are strangers who are basically assembled, kind of like the Avengers, to do a certain task. They don't know anything about each other, and they just gotta, keep it dirty because I noticed those muscles and then some. Look, I've always been a fan of Kevin Durand. He can break my back any day. You know what I mean. But I am a good person, so we're not talking about that. Anyways, anyways, and when y'all got me thinking dirty thoughts now. That's just me. That's just me. Honestly, let's just put it this way. If you love horror and you really just want a good popcorn flick, this is going to satisfy those needs. One, it's gory. Two, I think the performances are solid for the most part. I think a few characters do fall flat, but it is what it is. And also, here's one thing I love about a good horror film: when you care about when somebody dies because you want more screen time, or you're like, oh my God. And there are several moments in this film where that happens, and I appreciate that. And it makes me so invested, you know? And well, we know I love blood and guts. Give me all the gore. Just give me all the gore. Just shower me in it, Fake stuff, not real stuff. I'm not that's a whole level of kink I'm not about. But when it comes to horror, give me all the blood and guts, and you're gonna get that in this. This is probably their bloodiest movie to date. I believe they even said that. And there is a scene in the trailer that you do see of a pool filled with all nasty stuff, and that was funny. Also, I can't believe that actual property let them do that. So that's awesome. Seriously, well, it just looks like it smells. Ugh, God. Nope. Mm-mm. And yeah, it's a roller coaster of a ride. Honestly, I will say it guys, it's a good movie, it's a great movie, but it does have some problems. Okay. There is, and you know what? I'm gonna have to talk to Sheree about this. We'll take this offline. They I would just say lore is established and then almost immediately retconned. I was just like, the hell? I was like, did we forget about something? Did we forget about something? Because you just yeah, okay. However, though, it doesn't ruin my enjoyment of the film. That's why I didn't mind it. Seriously, it was just like this little like, huh. I don't think that works like that, but I'm gonna overlook that right now because seriously, I was having a blast because once this movie picks up, it's just a ride. It really is. And that's the other thing. It does take a little bit to get moving. Like it's kind of like like it's struggling to get up that hill at times. But when it does, oh baby. Like I'm not kidding. Everybody gets a moment to shine. Everybody. And that is something that's really just, I love. And I gotta give Alisha Weir. Um, this is not Night Owl. No, this is not spoilers because the movie technically has not released. It has been in festivals, all this other stuff, but we're not doing spoilers. So if I see you doing that in the chat, I'm gonna time you out kind of thing because I don't want to ruin anybody's enjoyment. Um, see that happened, and then I kind of forgot. Oh, y'all see that this also is what happens when I go live on multiple channels. I'm like, what? Not how dare you? Hayden, Utaka go live without crying challenge. Hold up. If you all are watching Shogun, by the way, on my other channel, my personal channel, I do watch that live, and yes, I was caught crying multiple times because of that show. But anyways, back to this. Like, Abigail is just something that I've been waiting for Radio Silence to do, and now that they've also announced Ready or Not too, like, I feel like they are just prepping themselves for it. I really mean, this was just so much fun. I I really enjoyed it. I just wish maybe a couple story elements were a little bit tighter. I wish maybe, um, it was a bit predictable at times. That's the only other thing. Like, I'm just like, that was a bit of a bummer, you know? That was a bit of a bummer. So, however, look, I'm not trying to be like this, I'm not dude, if you all want some fun stuff, maybe go check out Nightmare on Fear Street. Seriously, they rock. And Sheree has me laughing way too much. Honestly, we I did a Chucky live with them, y'all, by the way. Go check it out. I might be doing that again. Uh and more importantly, this I we our next episode is creature features next week. And I just want you to know, and I'm mad because I don't think I gave A Nightmare on Fear Street a shout out, but I was watching Sheree on the Evil Tyrone's channel, and they were talking about Tubi. Also, by the way, Tubi's got some wild, wild films. And that's where I found out about Velocipaster. That's right, I said it, Velocipaster. It's the greatest thing ever, and I think you all should experience that. Um, yeah, Mike, predictability does get a pass if the story is good and or fun. Wouldn't say the story was good, but it was fun. That's why I agree. Like, I was definitely like, okay, all right, I can overlook things because I was having a blast. Oh, back to what I remember. See, let's talk Alisha Weir because this little pint-sized devil, oh, she owned it. She owned it. Like, this little girl already had the dancing skills, right? And I feel like she fully embraced just having fun with this. And you can see that too with some behind the scenes. Oh, what a little beast, honestly. And Miss Thing was petty, and I love a petty bitch. It's probably one of my favorite things to see, especially when you least expect it. So I love that. I absolutely do. And she also does such a great job. I hope she gets to do more horror. Honestly, I think everybody should do horror, but that's just me. Well, Jack, I don't know. You'll find out if you see it. Um, I love Tubi. Their new movie, Low Lives, was pretty good. Oh, I saw that. Or I haven't seen that, but I saw the poster and I was like, okay, Petty is my lovely. Right, like, y'all, when you watch a movie and you have a character where like that's their whole purpose is just to be petty to other people, especially if they're the villain. Oh, it warms my heart. It really does. Because some of these, some of the heroes deserve a little bit of flack. It's warranted, honestly. Really. She's a theater kid and we're all creepy. Like, she did good. Like, she really was fun. I will say, oh, also I didn't say hi to Dominique. Hi. Also, Ethan, are we getting another live with all of you together like the Among Us one? I hope so. Trust me, we want to do another game night. It's gonna happen. But y'all have to realize, like, it's like another eclipse. The schedules have to align. You had like 8, 9 people, we all in different time zones. It's difficult. So it takes a lot of work, but trust when I say we want to do another version of that. Um, Also, yeah, Vivian looks like a fun night of horror with drinks with the girls. Nothing too serious, but cute premise. Yes. And lots of blood. And I do mean this. Oh, lots of blood. And maybe if you want to see some muscle. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Also, I love Kathryn Newton, by the way. She was in Freaky. Ugh. And if you're a Supernatural stan, like me, she was also in Supernatural. Everybody has to call out of work on the same day. what Mike said. No, we need more anti-hero. I'm tired of having to root for good people. Yeah, that's actually very true. Because mm, mm. And in a sense, these characters aren't the best. Obviously, they're criminals. So, but honestly, Mike, sorry, no, you know what? I saw someone say, "What's your personal channel?" Good call. Let me link that. Let me hit you at it. But that's why I absolutely, and I do mean this. That's why I absolutely love challengers, because everyone was evil, horrible. And yeah, there needs to be more of that. I don't know if that's considered anti-hero content, but let's just say seeing Zendaya in a role like that. Wow. I mean, we knew she could act, but can we say range? Range. Hi Device. That's my personal channel. I just realized I even put it in my own because it does that on StreamYard. Hey. But if I were to give this a rating too, because I did want to rate this. If I were to give Abigail a rating. Now, I was thinking this, you guys are gonna laugh. So again, I find it very hard to record reviews, and I'm gonna work on that because I do have more stuff that I have to talk about and want to talk about. I just got to get better behind the camera, and that's why we're kind of doing this. This is to help me get more comfortable. But literally, I was talking out what I was going to say as I was, this morning when I was showering, and I know that sounds weird, but do y'all not like process your day, like what you're gonna do? And so I'm sitting here talking this out. I'm like, damn. So, is this movie in the same category as Megan? If so, I'd watch. Uh ooh. Okay. Ooh. Oh, yes and no, because here's the thing. Megan was very well written. I mean, well written. That was clever and funny, but it still certainly lacked in other areas. And I think where this is the opposite in terms of the writing could have been better in Abigail, but it certainly excels with the action and the horror. Both are great movies, in my opinion. And that's why I was thinking, like, how would I do a rating? I can't wait to see what they're see sexy evil athletes do, whatever they doing. Right? I know there was a villain that came on and had biceps for days, and I knew I was supposed to hate him, but I was just like, I'm gonna keep looking. I hope you win, because then that means more screen time. But here's how I was thinking, in a 5-star rating. If it's 5 stars, it's a perfect movie, right? 4 stars to me would be an excellent movie. 3 stars, a good movie. 2 stars, it was okay. 1 star, well, I hope it was free. And so on. And so for me, I would put this in between 3 and 4. I would give it a 3.5 out of 5. I thought it was a great movie. Again, I want to see it. Going to see it again. I had a lot of fun. And I think for the casual horror fan, you're going to love this. You really are. This was made for you. I think for somebody who just wants to like sit down, tune in, tune out kind of thing mentally and just have fun, you're really going to enjoy this too. This is this is the definition of a horror popcorn flick. And I love that because sometimes you just need that because it just heals my soul when I can go sit, watch a movie, and just just enjoy everything that I'm seeing. You know, I would hold up. Uh-oh. Let me guess. Did you give it a 4.5 or a 5? What did you give it? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I thought about giving it a 4, but there were certain things, they would be plot points, like spoilers, certain things that I just couldn't overlook. Screw Deadpool and Wolverine. We need Abigail and Megan versus the world. um, yeah, I would be okay with that. Uh-oh. All right, Sheree, what did you give it? Sheree's like, he's not coming back for Chucky. That's it. He's dead to us. Dead to us. Speaking of Zendaya, did you hear about the movie producer saying Sydney Sweeney not being pretty or able to act? How is she? Okay, I gave it a 5 because at this point she's oh damn. Ooh. Okay, so you're saying it's a perfect film. Okay, all right, okay. I'm not gonna. Well, clearly I don't agree, but I totally can see why you gave it that. Mordecai, no, not that I was live and reacting to it. Oh God, no, no. Do you know that that would be like we suing him? Like, officer. No. I can't say this is my second favorite of the year though, Sheree. I need to see what you're seeing because the girls have not sticking the landing. Yeah, the channel would be gone. Absolutely. I will say so immaculate. Let's talk movie. The movie. Do this. Did I miss everything? Atomic Vampire, AV. We're still staying live. My internet says, hey, bitch, you're struggling a little. So let me close out another window. All right. So let my internet come back. Sorry. I got Charter, and Charter can be a beast. So if I'm glitching, I apologize. Also, I'm live on 2 channels right now. Yes. Hannah, how dare you? Okay. AV, I'll just kind of simply state, Abigail, 3.5 out of 5. It's a great film. I think you should see it. I think you'll have fun. And Melissa Barrera, please put her in an action film right now. Like, it's okay to say you're on T-Mobile hotspot. No, Mordecai, how dare you? No, Vivian. So here's the thing. I think also, by the way, Sheree like reviews movies like professionally and breaks shit down professionally. Trust me when I say like I might not agree right now on the rating she gave it, but I totally understand and respect that. Plus, I know she could read me to Phil, so I'm just gonna sit here. Also, go check out Nightmare on Fear Street. You guys don't know what you're missing. Seriously, you don't. Okay, so but let's talk Immaculate because I've really been wanting to talk about that. I haven't had time to talk about it. George liked it. Here's the thing. You've got Immaculate and then you have The First Omen. Huh. Immaculate. I think people enjoyed it because the ending was that outrageous. Like that outrageous. However, there were still like 80 minutes before that. Are we just gonna say no? We're gonna forget what we watched? The ending goes hard. Do not get me wrong. That ending goes hard. 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 Right? Okay. So, but again, there's still so much before it. See, that's immaculate. It really is. I I am Hayden. I am live on 2 channels because I'm gonna boost my other channel too, and this one. Because guys, don't forget, we started memberships back up on the Horror Hour, and there's a good reason you should know about that. Because guess what? We just started. We're doing live watch-alongs to Twin Peaks. That's right. Your boy hasn't seen this since it premiered back in the mid 90s. We're talking 3 decades ago. We are watching Twin Peaks. And if you could have seen my face when we watched episode 1 and 2 last week, I was gobsmacked. I was like, what? Yeah, look at me. You miss iCarly working 2 live streams. I'm trying. I'm hustling. Uh, And Mike, I enjoyed Immaculate start to finish. Beautifully shot opening. Loved the dramatics in the middle, and the ending was that girl. The ending was that girl. But Mike, go back to watching sports because I'm not in. I'm sorry. Everything you just said before that ending was just. Oof. Damn, he said y'all seen the same thing. Looking forward to it. Premiere here on Friday. Trailer looks so fun, and a 3.5 is good enough to make me excited. Look, I was looking back on my reviews and like, I was giving a ton of stuff a 4 out of 5, which I still deservedly so. Challengers is freaking phenomenal, seriously. But there were issues, but it's still phenomenal. 3 decades, way to make it. Sophie, I know, I watched it back then. I watched it back then. But I will say, I do know what is a 5 out of 5. So, I would be shocked if Sheree disagreed. Have y'all seen Monkey Man yet? I'm gonna let you pause because I need to collect my thoughts on that real quick. Have you all? Oh God, wrong pipe. Seen Monkey Man? There we go. Have you all seen Monkey Man? And if not, why have you not seen Monkey Man? That's a problem. I think you need to rectify that. That's a 5 out of 5. Protect Dev Patel at all costs because if you look, yeah, yep, woo, woo, whoa. But also, can we talk about how the fact that there's like a trans storyline in there, and I don't think a lot of people realize that, and I think that's phenomenal, especially when you hear Dev on like the interview on the red carpets talking about the film and just about that community. I don't want to I think it's Hijira. I'm trying my best not to butcher that, but seriously, it's really awesome, and I think that says volumes, especially the kind of movie that he made that goes so hard. So I'm just saying, he low-key deserved an Oscar for Slumdog Millionaire and Green Knight. Yeah, you did. Wait, Monkey Man, isn't that what George called himself when he was climbing Gaston like a tree? I swear, Hayden, you so wrong. Oh my God, I forgot he played Gaston. Oh my God, no. How dare you, Hayden, make me relive that? I haven't seen Monkey Man yet because I'm broke and the movie all right. Super Saiyan, I know it's coming out on digital soon, which I will say, like, there's pluses and minuses to that. I wish it was in theaters more because then that speaks that it's more of a hit, even though I think it should have been. I think it should have done so much more money. But I think critically, it's been a slam dunk, and I think it's going to open up so many doors, even though he should already be a star, like a star. Really. But it is coming out in digital, but I'm fairly certain it's probably gonna be like a 1999. Oh, Vivian. Oh, that makes me. It's still in testers or theaters here. Yeah. What's a movie ticket? I get that. No, D-Wise. No. Okay. Look. Some movies are meant to be seen on the big screen. All right. And Monkey Man is something you should see on the big screen. Challengers, that's also one because that score when they're playing tennis. Also, I've heard, or I may have stated that Mike Faced was not my type. I take that back wholeheartedly. I take that back. Oh God, not Niall. Hey Niall, hope you're doing well. And if you're watching me on your computer, that means I'm in your bedroom. Hey, I'm just kidding. That's terrible. Ethan, no, he got an Oscar hype, but no consideration at all. Yeah. Dev Patel was in Skins, right? That I don't remember because I've not seen Skins. I want to see Dev on all the big screens. Yes. The People's Princess is here. Not Niall. Oh, he was. Okay. Yeah. No, Dev Patel is clearly talented and seriously, I am shocked that Slumdog Millionaire didn't open more doors for him. For that entire cast, honestly. It's ridiculous. But yeah. Also back to Abigail. Abigail's a movie you should see in theaters, in my opinion. It's actually also a movie. So one of my favorite things is getting to watch a movie, but sometimes maybe this is why I'm not as observant when I'm sitting in the theaters because I love to see the people around me and their reactions because that also gets me like in the mood of the film. I've said it here before, but seeing The Blackening in theaters was one of the best experiences. One, uh, we got to give out tickets for it, and we ended up getting, I think they kept giving us tickets to give out, and we gave out about 90 tickets and almost filled the entire theater. So that was awesome. And the people in there were just loving the film. And I mean, I love The Blackening. I thought it was one of the funniest things. And watching them enjoy it, and I enjoy it. And yes, we were all shouting at the screen, having a good old damn time. one of the best experiences I've had in theaters in a very long time, and it just made me realize why I love film and why I love seeing films in the theater. So, hey, look, some things are worth streaming as well, like Shogun. Y'all need to be watching that. How much of Monkey Man he did with that one hand, and I'm not right. Let's run you off the road. Oh, Hayden! Oh my God. Should have opened more doors for South Asian actors in films and Western media. Yeah, no, I agree. If you've seen, what was the one? I forgot what the one guy did. I don't think he meant it in a bad way, but it was definitely ignorant when he asked or compared. I think he had, I forgot what he said. Basically, he said Monkey Man was Dev Patel's version of John Wick. And it totally undercuts everything that he did because he pulls from so many different influences and it's a movie of its own. And so it's like, tell me you don't watch Asian cinema. That's what that said. That question. And also the way he handled his response, that's somebody to me. Like that was so he's like, I'm gonna skip on by that in a sense, and I'm just gonna tell you about my movie and what inspired me to do it. And I was like, that's an awesome dude. I stopped watching the Oscars after Angela Bassett didn't win last year. Yeah, no, that was probably one of the hardest things. Honestly, that was the hardest thing was because I was torn between that and Stephanie Shu. But if I'm gonna be real with you, Angela should have had a Best Actress Oscar way back when with What's Love Got to Do with It. Like, if we want to talk award show and racism, trust me, I could go off on the Academy. And I also love when I see certain people like the Academy's not racist. I go, oh, okay. So how many people of color have won in general? And then if you want to look at like acting categories, supporting and like, trust me, no, it's like waiting to exhale. Ooh, waiting to exhale. It's got or waiting to exhale. That soundtrack, y'all. Oh my god. Brandy's sitting up in my room. How can one be down? Tell me where to start. I can't sing. Sorry. I can't sing, so I'm not going to try, but trust me. I will say though, when Michelle Yeoh won, I just loved her speech, especially also Ki Hee Kwan was great. Also, then of course Halle Berry. It's disgusting. I think they said it was 20 years. It had been 20 years between a person of color winning in a lead category. That's disgusting. That right there should tell you racism. Especially when you see most of the Academy is old white men. I'm not trying to be a jerk about it. Like I love award show just as much as anybody, but I'm also not blind. And also, did you know that there's I think a gambling app now that you can bet on movie RT scores? I was thinking about like I'm not calling this person out, but I saw them like this. My review is sponsored by this, and so you can go here and you can bet on an RT score. So while you bet on that RT score, I'm going to give you what I would give this, which would impact the RT score. Just saying, that's bizarre to me. Tell me what you all think. Sorry, Whitney. Oh, y'all, if we're going to talk about it, you know what? What's your favorite movie soundtrack? I know we were going to talk horror. We have. We've talked what I said about Abigail. I'll keep reiterating. It's a 3.5 for me, even though Sheree's like, I'm going to punch him every time he says that. And I would say see it in theaters. But what's your favorite movie soundtrack? The Omen. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. And general overall, Interstellar is hot. Yeah, I mean, Interstellar, that's the only thing you could hear was the score because you couldn't hear the dialogue. Oh, yeah, so many, there are so many like, we could talk about Lupita Nyong'o from Us. Seriously, she did 2 roles and 2 different performances? Come on. No, Interstellar was that way too. And, Toni Collette, Hereditary. Wasn't ready for this pop quiz. And also, even though she was nominated in Aliens, I think Sigourney Weaver gave it a better performance in Alien. So, just saying. Bride of Chucky, that's I'm trying to think of what the soundtrack for Bride of Chucky was. My favorite soundtrack is from Arrival. Ooh, okay, that's a good soundtrack. The movie is trash, but the Exorcist Believers version of Tubular Bells themes makes me levitate. Oh yeah, I'm a sucker for a good synth. Okay. Yeah, Nyong'o is just fantastic. Oh, I see my internet being shaky, but that's okay. 2 roles and both the masterclass. Yeah, we were all like, I think what was it? Us came out after Hereditary, and we're all sitting here and be like, "Oh my god, Toni Collette was so amazing. That's one of the best performances we've seen in a horror film." And Lupita was like, "Hold my beer," and we're like, "Damn." Sound of Music. Okay, another reason why I stopped watching Oscars. Most horror movies don't deserve. Very true. High School Musical 2. I've never watched any of the High School Musicals, and I'm okay with that. Movies are mostly trash, but DC had some hella fucking good scores. Yeah. All right, y'all. If wait, what did Mike say? I love that you write fiction. Hold up, Believer is going to be a cult classic. No. Oh my God, Mike, did you like Believer? Hold up. Oh, Mike either has or has a podcast coming out that I'm not going to talk about at this point. Yeah, just kidding. Prom Night. Yeah, that's a good one. Never plays fat. Okay. The soundtrack. All right. I'm a believer. That is I'd rather you would have just said you were a believer at this point. You know. All right. I'm gonna tell you my favorite movie soundtrack. I'm seeing some good ones, y'all. Y'all had some really good ones. I wouldn't even talk in horror, so just so you know. Lion King goes off. The Bodyguard soundtrack is the best soundtrack to me of all time. That's my opinion. The Bodyguard soundtrack goes hard. Whitney was at the top of her game. And I love like the later Whitney albums, but I could talk to you about Whitney Houston's first album over and over and over. So I'm a little bit biased there, but the Bodyguard soundtrack, I still listen to it to this day. Yes, I did say that now. And you know what? That's one of the highest selling soundtracks of all time. And for the longest time, The Bodyguard was one of the highest grossing films with a pop star. So, Hayden, you're an awful, awful person, and you don't deserve anything in this world for saying that. Yep. Mm-hmm. Bodyguard was not overrated. I think you are just underthinking it. I'll watch any horrible Exorcist sequel before I watch Believer again. Oh, Mike, they coming for you on this one because I agree. Believer was awful. I think what was it, 2.5 hours? I watched it when it what? AV. AV. You need to rectify that immediately. Which guys, also, yes, we have a Patreon, all this good stuff. We do watch alongs. Hey, we've got a membership here. You should honestly check it out. We watched Mute Witness. That was fun. We're gonna be doing Infested and Late Night with the Devil. I'm nervous to watch Infested again. But also, I was thinking about George, and then because it's George, I forgot. Sorry, George. Hunchback of Notre Dame, good one. That Maxine soundtrack is going to the 80s. Listen, ooh, when she strutted in, I was like, damn. But also, can I tell you, like I said, I love a good synth soundtrack. And if you've ever seen Tenebrae from Dario Argento, that is a killer soundtrack. Killer movie in general. Oh, Prince of Egypt. Oh, that's such a good one. I just can't believe the That's the kindest thing you've ever said to me. Oh, Hayden. Well, kick rocks with open-toed shoes. Mhm, mhm. This has been the best thing to come out of The Believer. That movie was terrible, and, you know what? I'm laughing at Blumhouse for that. Also, if I could have, just a word, just I know that movie, I know that producer, they're not gonna hear me say this, but stop announcing when things are trilogies. It ruins the entire trilogy, in my opinion, because that means I've gotta sit through the buildup, the filler, and the finale. It ruins so much, especially if you don't add real stakes to this. That means people be so either stuff needs to truly happen that has a lasting impact and that is shocking, or people need to be removed from the field kind of thing. Like I get so frustrated when people do that with trilogies. It's silly. Surprise us. Or if you're going to do a trilogy, give us a freaking cliffhanger. Movies need to do that. Bring that back. Have a good night, Niall. So happy I could be with you in your room. Mhm. Feel better too, by the way. I'm gonna go on a Nightmare on Fear Street and do a dissertation of Believer. I look, I think that movie did so poorly, you're not gonna see a number 2 and a number 3, and you shouldn't. And honestly, David Gordon Green will be lucky if he saved his if he still has, that much of a career. Yeah, yeah, I did say that to Nell just to creep him out. He's probably like, "I've already tuned it out." He's like, "I've shut it off." He's like, "I did my, mandatory show up and show out." No. That you know what, Ethan? That was your time to ask, Niall when we're gonna do another, Among Us. Yeah, yes, let this happen naturally. They're all scattered from that crime. Can't wait for Exorcist Deceiver and the Exorcist Retriever. I don't think that's happening. Oh, it's already been yeah, thank you, Niall. Somebody has to, right? About time Jason made a correct call. Yeah, whew. Oh, I don't. I don't know. And you know what's also terrible is having Ellen Burstyn come back, an Academy Award winning actress who probably should have won for it was the year that Julia Roberts won, I believe, for Aaron Brockovich. What was that movie? Requiem for a Dream. Seriously. Sh- That was the better performance that year. I need to preserve for all time that little shimmy I did when I was talking about how he loves music. I'm sure Hayden probably has that. I can't dance. I'm sorry. I got a case of the Caucasian. My mom was white. I don't got that rhythm. David Gordon Green busy on that Hellraiser TV show? Screw the TV show. I need a sequel from the Hulu film. Bring back Jamie Clayton. Damn it. We used to be a society that let legacy characters go. Oh my God. Yes. Oh my gosh. Y'all, I know people are going to come for me, and I'm okay with this at this point. You want to make me care about Scream again? And I do love Scream, honestly. The original is at almost the top of my list, but you need to take real players off the board. We kind of knew they were doing that with Dewey because, hey, you put it in the trailer, but same thing. You need to take Gale and Sydney off the board because I don't want it to become like AARP age and they are like, no, there needs to be real stakes and consequences. That's just my opinion. My opinion. I still enjoy like I'm like seriously. It's just a matter of like it gets I don't care how clever you think the premise is going to be. It's still going to be like, really? So that's just my opinion. Who knows? They could still turn out like a solid ass movie, honestly. But it's just kinda it's difficult though when you're like this, um oh my god, somebody was telling me, it's like, at this point, it's almost like the Fast and Furious franchise. I laughed when they told me that, and I was like, "You're right." It's my gosh, is Sydney the, Dominic Toretto character at this point? Like, there needs to be real life stakes in the films, you know? It seriously ruins the magic of the franchise. It just does. I'm here for the scream slander. I'm not slandering it in a sense because like, I love like look, I grew up. I remember seeing Scream when it came out in theaters. Should I have been there? No, because I think I was like 12 years old. But I was, and I loved every minute of it. That movie terrified the hell out of me. Seriously. And I was just like, that's incredible. I've been opening night every one except the fifth and sixth one because I went to an early screening. But I still showed like there's just I was it was always like I'm so excited to see this. I'm so excited, but any franchise, I'm like, this is a chore if you're not doing something fresh and unique. So, and I mean, I know it came out in the 90s, but I mean, Scream was about rich white kids getting cut up. Just saying. Just saying. Yeah, but if Gail and Sydney aren't getting killed, let the kid like, yeah, just let them go already. I want to see what else. I want to see where you can take the franchise in general. And I know that this will probably get clipped, or I'll probably get some haters, but I mean that with the most love, honestly. Scream holds a special place in my heart because of Kevin Williamson and Wes Craven. Really does. Look, look what happened with Nancy. How many how many Nightmare on Elm Streets were there? What happened in the third one? Just saying. You can do that and still make a great film. Yeah. My gosh. If someone were coming at me in my 40s, be like, ah, you better make sure you do the job because I don't want to have to get that bill later, you know? Hoy. So that's just me. Let me marvel. Oh, a what if version of a what if Scream version. That would be kind of cool. And also, you know what's really fun? I do love actually, there's so many awesome creators out there making their own Scream fan films. I kind of like that because they're putting new things into out there. Love that. Just saying. Friday 13th had no legacy characters until Tommy Jarvis and 4, and it worked. You know what? That is very true. Our movie has stakes. No one dies. The next one will have stakes. Speaking of stakes, have you guys seen John Carpenter's Vampires? We need to talk about that. Like, speaking of vampires, have you all seen that movie and how they have to kill the vampires in this movie? Because it is unhinged. Absolutely unhinged. You could stake them in the heart, but what do these vampire hunters do? They put like 8 stakes in them. Then they put something on, put a rope around their foot, and then there's a truck outside that pulls the vampire out into the sunlight so it burns. What? That that's wild. It's crazy. Yes, Christian. It's so unhinged. It's so funny because that is some that movie is pretty bad. And James Wood. Yeah. It is so, oh my god. I remember seeing this, I go, what am I watching? Side note, Abigail's not that, and I appreciate that. Oh, guys, I miss going live from time to time. This is fun. They can't keep it from multiple kids and multiple stab wounds. Yeah, okay. Book sales from 15 years ago. Y'all be shady. Oh my god, this is great. Friday even killed their first killer. Yep. I know when that happened, people were shocked. That's when I realized as a kid that even your favorite filmmakers fumble. Yes, very true. Um, don't get me started on maybe Scorsese or Spielberg or Cameron. Hey, that part they had the lady and they were slapping her and dragging her, but it was a great move for its time. I don't know. Like I remember watching vampires and just being like, oh, okay, this is odd. Didn't that also have like the lesser of the Baldwin brothers too that nobody really talks about? Daniel Baldwin. Is there a am I just up? Hold, hold up. Let me check my facts real quick on that one because I felt like there was a Baldwin in this movie. Daniel Baldwin. That oh man. Mm. The way I knew that, some people have real skills and talent in this world. I knew Daniel Baldwin was in vampires. Yeah. Hayden, I possibly, but I am fairly certain it's common. Well, I wouldn't say common. Have fairly certain it's known though. In most of the contracts, like Sydney couldn't be killed. That was part of the contract. So I don't know what they'll do, honestly. I love Kevin Williamson. But I remember the last movie he directed as well. That was a camp film, but you know, it was something. He's not a real Baldwin. He just had the name. Okay. That's like five of them. And they had the one from the discount bin. Maybe back then they blew the budget on James Woods. I don't think he was that in demand of a movie. No, he's not writing the movie Night Owl, but he's directing it. So I'm just stating, when's the last time we've seen him direct a film? It doesn't mean like he could also turn out and be like, we could be shocked, but you know, it's just like that wasn't the serve they thought it was when they announced it. That's just me. We don't talk about Teaching Miss Tingle. We kind of do because Helen Mirren is badass, and even she knows that was a bad film. Interview with a Vampire movie is interesting. It is really good, but I also hate that they took out the queerness because I forgot one of the big name actors was it Brad Pitt didn't want to kiss a guy. Like I because that should have happened. Those two characters were lovers in the book, if I'm correct. Right? And there are four Baldwins, and he's not the cheapest. There are two under him. That's funny. Yeah, Brad Pitt. Uh, Sophie, I let me tell you this. The first one was a chore for me. I wasn't a fan of the first season. But I was still like, I'm gonna give season 2 a try. And I can't say any more about season 2 because I've already watched most of it. That I will be reviewing. I might even be doing recaps for that. I don't know yet. That's a lot of work, and y'all have to realize I do have a full-time job. Billy and Steven are buy one, get one at the Family Dollar for anyone trying to make a movie. Ah! Oh, Antonio was also not down for it? Oh, that's them both. Even though I still think Antonio is better looking. Can we talk about how well Antonio Banderas has aged? Like, very well. So they can wear makeup, fake teeth, and a wig. A man dress, but kiss is too much? Yeah, no. It was the 90s. What can we do? Brad Pitt kissing a guy would ruin his hot. That's true. Yes, Soy Milk. Honestly, go see it. It's really fun. It's a blast. Seriously, I had a great time. Really did with Abigail. Tom Cruise, however, took the role hoping for gay stuff. I mean, allegedly, Mr. Cruise likes to cruise. Allegedly. No. I mean, that's always been a silly rumor. I didn't see season 1 because I love that movie and I'm worried about the show ruining it for me. I don't know if it would ruin it, to be honestly. I do think because there are so many, like, they can tell more of the story. I think I don't think it would ruin it. For me, it's just a lot of it was just slow for me, very slow. And I am of the mindset too, because look, we're all human. We all are busy people. Some more than others, whatevs. Some, like myself, do like to consume a lot of content. But I do hate if I have to watch a show and it's like it doesn't get good till episode 4. That is hard. That is so rough. Like, oh my god. Oh, to be honest, the books are slow too. Ooh, after that. It stank because he didn't shower. It would have made him interesting because he didn't get cool till later, but then he was outed as a menace. Yep. I don't blame Madonna for trying to steal him from his wife. Wow. So I really didn't like season 1. Okay, but gonna honestly, I will say season 1 was still very slow, but the ending of season 1 is what possessed me. Like, you've got my attention. I want to see season 2 because they ended it on a very like I was like, oh, but I still state I should not have to get to the final like last 10 minutes of an episode for me to be like, wow, that's terrible. That's terrible, in my opinion. Yeah, Night Owl, I don't know why that happened, but I was really bummed to see that because she's actually really good. Hey, Brown Butter and B-Roll. I just love your name so much. And Rice does have a way of overriding sometimes. You can be too descriptive, Anne. Yes. What was the book I read that was overly, oh my gosh. And the movie is lauded as like one of the best, but have you got if you guys have ever read 2001 A Space Odyssey, that was okay, it's a literary classic, but to me it was one of the most mind numbing. Oh, so painful to read, so painful. Like I literally wanted just to go to one of my high school football games to watch football, then read this book. Stephen King can also do that. Stephen King also likes to use a lot of queer slurs. I think he's explained that, but I'm just saying, kind of like how, also Quentin Tarantino likes to use a certain word that I hate hearing, but he loves to use it a lot in his films. That's also messed up. But we don't talk about that. Last book I read was Green Eggs and Ham. He's the king of slurs. Um, I will be reading Shogun after next week's finale. I have not read the book, but I have to now because this show has seriously captured my heart and I need to read the book, but I didn't want it to spoil anything. So I don't know anything about it. From what I've seen of the show and all that. And next week is the finale. And so I cannot wait. One, because I know it's going to just be great, but two, because I want to read the book. Oh, let me tell you about the time I went to see The Hateful Eight in theaters. Now, I live in the Midwest, so y'all know, yeah, Midwest gets a bad rap. It's the Midwest. Come on now. Like, we've seen the people. Just saying, there are look, there are racists everywhere. But I'm just saying, they're more relevant in the Midwest. I go to see The Hateful Eight, and I think sometimes Quentin can make good movies. I just think he likes to use certain words or do certain stereotypes. And I hate that because it really speaks volumes. And as I'm sitting here watching this movie, certain, slurs are used. And the lady, like 2 seats down, is laughing because they could say that word. I go, oh, no, 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 no. And yes, it's some white woman with her nasty, dirty American Eagle flip-flops. I was just like, "I'm not having this." Uh-uh. I live in the Midwest, speaks for itself. Yeah, it's can I tell you oh, I have an interview that's gonna drop on my other channel, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm proud of the interview. It's not one of my best because I was visibly, uh you could tell I was, um, a little, like I was shaken in a sense because the movie itself, it the whole purpose talks about, if you don't know who Corky Lee is, you should maybe look up and see who he is. But he was this individual who saw in the history books that, a bunch of, I think it was, um, Vietnamese and Chinese helped build the railroad, but when they took a photo, it was pretty much all white people in it. And so he saw that as, they're trying to erase us from history. And so he just kind of went on this journey of always just documenting us throughout his life and at important events. And it's really incredible. And it's very like it hit me at home because they cover, 9/11 and also COVID, and it's something else. And so speaking with the director, um, it was hard, because I was just like the movie upset me because it just made me face certain things that I'm not a fan of seeing. You know, if there's one thing that scared me, there's a lot in the Midwest because it is that, but it's also, let's put it this way, we are fighting to literally keep history in our history books because if you don't learn from our history, how are you ever going to grow? And sorry to get a little like that on you, but it's disturbing, like removing critical race theory and all. If Florida could like just, you know we could just, you know yeah. Mm-mm. So he's stolen from more films than I can remember. Oh, that I did not know. Unpopular opinion. I loved Westworld, even though it had story flops. The first season and second season of Westworld, great. Season 3 and 4, what the hell were they thinking? I can't stomach Tarantino anything. He's also another filmmaker who kind of needs to humble himself. Look, Pulp Fiction, I still think that was a great film. Also, if you've ever seen it in a theater, like I remember, like I watched it, a whole group of us went, and then it was on actual film, and halfway through it, it kind of messed up, and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna take a 10-minute break," kind of thing. And I love that because it was just crazy, and it was worth seeing because I'd never seen Pulp Fiction on the big screen. Sometimes there are certain films you just want to see on a big screen. Or Alien. I know they're putting that back in theaters. Many people don't know about Asians being a pretty large part of building the rail systems. AV, that was kind of one of the things I was disgusted that I didn't know that. But can I tell you, it shocks me that sometimes movies, whether it be documentaries or even just movies based on real life people, it's shocked when I'm educated from movies more than I'm educated from our history books. Like when Hidden Figures came out, like it baffled me that I didn't know about these three women who basically NASA would not exist were it not for them. And then I was like, I don't remember covering that much in high school. I'm pretty sure they got like a page, if that. They deserved a whole damn chapter with what they did. And it's always crazy that sometimes it takes that to let us realize part of our history. Crazy. It's crazy to me. You talk when you do the interviews, do you get to talk to the interviewees before the actual interview starts for the camera, or is it more of a straight to the point thing? It depends. It really does, because sometimes you might have to wait until, like, if it's multiple folks, it could be waiting until they also join the chat in a sense, and things like that. I can tell you once we stop the interview, we still continue to talk because there are some things you just can't ask. Like if they tell you like, you can't do spoiler questions, I still want to ask the spoiler question. So once we've done, I'm going to ask that. However, if it ever gets to the point to where I can interview somebody in person on an actual press junket, those are a little bit less personal. It is you come in, you sit down, and you ask your questions, you get up and you go. I've never had the luxury of doing that. I would still love to. Obviously, go watch Sharonda on Pairweight. She has, you're never going to find a better interviewer, in my opinion. She's fantastic. But yeah, she was explaining that, like, that's how kind of like it is, like, you've got your 5 minutes and you are in and you are out kind of thing. And I think with Zoom, it's a little bit different because you can kind of sometimes get around that just a little bit, especially if it's going real good. Like, there's been a couple times I've been in an interview. I forgot who it was. I'd have to go back and look. Um, I know it's the movie Saloon. And Shutter, they're like, if you want to go for another 15 minutes because you guys are just having a great conversation, and like the actor was into it. It was just such a great moment when they're like, keep let's see here. You talk when you interview Robert Downey Jr. That would probably never happen, but if it ever did, oh my god. Get a sample of his hair. That's crazy. Hoping you interview Alex Vincent and Christina Lee soon. We've done that before, actually twice. It was our first ever interview. That was more of a booking kind of thing. Like, we booked to have him on the show so we could, but it was one of the most unhinged interviews in terms of, it was just a lot of fun. Seriously. It was like 3 years ago. It was just like, oh my gosh, it was so cool. They were really awesome. Uh let's see here. Many people learned about the Tulsa Race Massacre from the Watchmen series. I would be one of those people. And again, I should not have to have a film, or we should not, I would say, a film or a documentary tell me things about our history when that should be documented in our history books, and we should be learning from that so it doesn't happen again. So I know, I'm so sorry to get like a little like, but I just have to. Speaking of Alien, I'm hearing nothing but, oh yeah, Hayden. I've watched a couple of those videos of the AI 4K upgrades or the upscales. It's not good. Like, somebody was doing a comparison just to kind of give context, and it was bad. Like, it was bad. Like, they made a character look like, and this wasn't Aliens, this was a different movie, but they looked like they had their cheeks plumped, tucked, all this stuff, and I'm like, oh no. Sometimes it's okay that there's the lighting's not good. That's what they wanted, you know. Just saying. Utaka, are you gonna play? Oh, Soy Milk. Yes, we're playing that. Trust me, there will be a game night for Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Oh my god, Saloon was so good. Mike, it really was. I don't think enough people watched it, and I was so happy to be introduced to so much with that film. Seriously, I loved it. I thought it was crazy. It was so good. So good. Oh, hey Chance. If it isn't Mr., he comes for the meats, Chance himself. Chances here I'm fangirling. You all do. Are you watching a American Horror Story Delicate Never Started? Was he? Um, it's not great. I leave it on when I'm going to bed, and I don't really pay attention to it. It's just not, for me. It's not good. I've never read the book though. I think George enjoys it, but I think he's also read the book. Yeah, because Candyman did a lot more about the systemic racism and talk about gentrification of Black communities trying to survive the economy more than the U.S. history books. Speak on it, Mordecai. Seriously, it's ridiculous. It blows my mind sometimes. That infuriates me. But again, to take it all back, interviewing this director about the documentary, also because if you look up Corky Lee, he passed away from COVID while doing the thing that he was, continued to do, and that was just, let people know we exist, or we're a community, and all this, and that's like kind of what made me so, like, because I had rewatched the documentary before I sat down and to interview her, and I shouldn't have done that because the documentary made me, it was sad. It was important, but it was sad. If it's not Titanic or Cameron will throw out the cheapest made upscale of his movies. Isn't that the truth? Also, where I'm glad the movie kept some mystery. Only seen the first trailer. Are we talking Abigail? Let me take out my hoops. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Hayden? No. For my Device. Hayden Device, I swear, y'all are messy. But anyways, just to recap, movies shouldn't have to educate us. The history books should. Abigail was great. It's a 3.5 out of 5 for me. Sheree's like, I can't believe it's not a 5 out of 5. But I get it, Sheree. I'll get it. I'll get it. I just said for me. For me. We've been on a journey here. I forgot Abigail was for me, right? This is why I like to go live, because I just love to sit here and chat and go on tangents. Ooh, James the hunk is in the chat. Oh yeah, we talked about how uh Mike unofficial likes Exorcist Believer. He is a believer, and for that, yeah, I was trying to think of something witty or clever, but since Exorcist Believer couldn't do that, I don't feel the need to do that. Mm-mm. Chance, I would love to see them actually do a Radio Science do an action movie. And I've said it before, I really want to see Melissa Barrera do an action film. I seriously, after seeing Abigail, I just know she would kill it in an action role. Um, Also, AV hasn't watched The Bodyguard. I didn't forget that sin. Device. Oh, speak on that. That still breaks my heart. Also, George, who's reacting to Buffy, has a Patreon, and I did one of the tiers to where I can suggest, a movie for him to watch. So let's see here. I've got Nick Says Boo watching the movie Femme. Also, if you've not seen the movie Femme, y'all should watch it. I'm still thinking about this movie. I still need to edit my review for that movie. This is also why I hate sometimes doing reviews, because of the editing. But when I tell you Femme, oh my god, that made me like, oh man, that's a tough movie to digest, but it's really good. And then I'm making George watch the Joy Luck Club. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Pretty excited. Radio Silence doing comedy about a robot with Andy Samberg, so maybe we're closer. That was wild. When they announced that, I go, interesting, but I love the fact that they're branching out. So, all right, I gotta go, lovely chat. All right, well, you have a good day, Sophie. Thanks for joining. I'm probably gonna stay on for like maybe 20 more minutes, because I gotta go at least a good 90. I was gonna make a dirty joke, but I think it's because I'm also hungry. But I like chatting. So Melissa Hasley and Kyle. Actually, yo, she would kill it. I think just put her in an action franchise at this point, or give her own. I don't really care. Like, I just know she could do an action film. Seriously, you will know why I'm saying that once you see Abigail. There's just something that, like, there are some actresses out there, actually actors as well, that they're in an action film, and I'm just like, I don't think this was a good choice. Or they could be a complete surprise when, Dev Patel and Monkey Man just says, "Oh, you didn't think I could do this, did you?" When I tell you, the second that movie is for sale, I'm buying it. It gets my money. Oh, and we talked about Immaculate. Immaculate. Yeah. Great ending. That's about it. My opinion. First Omen. Much better than I think I expected it to be, actually. Much better. Oh no, he's gonna ugly cry for sure. Who's gonna ugly cry? Me? Oh, George. Yeah, George. I don't know. George, it depends. I'm like trying to think of a film to get him to watch to ugly cry. Cause when he ugly cries good. And I know he doesn't hate, but also he doesn't care. I wish I had that, like, sense of, like, who cares what people think about me? Because that's a good thing to have, to not care, like, trust me when I say that. That is really good quality. Because then you're not pressed what other people think of you, and you shouldn't be, but some of us, it's hard for us to break that habit, so George, he ugly cries. He ugly cries. Good and ugly. It's not, it's I will find of it. Watch one of his Game of Thrones. Actually, I even made a meme of one of his ugly cries. I actually turned it into a sticker when you could do that with the iPhones because it was great. Um, okay. George, I love you. I know you're not listening because you're probably in bed. George probably doesn't even know what terms of endearment is. Most movies did not exist to George until Scream. Anything prior is I don't know. Anything after he's very good. But also I will say George only needs to watch a movie once, and I swear he's memorized the entire monologue. It's impressive. I wish I had that skill. Immaculate had beautiful thoughts. Beautiful thoughts. I could never get that scene. Oh man. Gay homosexual. That I saw the Joy Luck Club for the first time in a film class, and I felt bad because I didn't cry. I mean, I was upset, but there was this dude bawling, and I felt bad. I just wanted to give the dude a hug. Like, this movie broke him. I totally get it, though. Like, Joy Luck Club it can break somebody. So, I hope it breaks George because 'cause I'm like that. Um, oh god, yeah, Hayden. Well, Hayden, yes, we do have a Discord. That's gonna change though too. I'm gonna make a members only Discord so it's a little bit more condensed. Because in there we can also watch movies. We could do watch alongs where Discord still allows you to show a movie. So that's how we watched The Beekeeper, and we had a really good time. That movie, by the way, if y'all haven't seen The Beekeeper, who knew that would be a silly but fun movie? But, having Felicia Rashad in it for 10 no, not even 10 minutes. How dare you? She deserves more. Just saying. Yeah, Mordecai, yeah. I think I've only actually gone back and watched Joy Luck Club maybe once. It's a great film. I know. And so I wanna do that for George. And who knows? Oh, man, if he cries. But I did get George to watch The Bodyguard. You hear that, AV? You hear that? And George actually liked it. No, they have not seen his Game of Thrones reactions because George, you could that made George, like, somewhat famous. What's the best horror movie you've seen so far in 2024? Here at about 4 months in? Oh, no. Oh. Best horror film that I've seen of 2024. Ooh. Ooh. I can't answer that, about the best kill in season 3 because I don't think it's happened yet. Maybe you need to go in a corner for 30 seconds. Not you AV. You need to see it. Show me how to do that for Is that uh if you have a PC, I can show you how to do it. If you have a Mac, it's not gonna happen. Like I had a Mac. Like Macs are great for editing, but when it comes to things like Discord and being able to maybe share, like do a proper watch along, a Mac is worthless. So, but if you have I think a laptop or a PC, I can show you. Yeah, because what else did we all watch, y'all? I think oh, we watched Lisa Frankenstein. She was cute. She was cute. Oh, yeah, no, sure, I can help you with that then. Because yeah, I do think for the horror hour, I think there's a movie that's gonna be coming out. Um, And I think we should all watch it, but I don't want you to have to pay $20 to rent it. I'll pay $20 to rent it because, but yeah. Again, yeah, like Lisa Frankenstein, I thought at times was well written, but I didn't like the main character, and that's upsetting. I'm still waiting for a joke to be funny. I wouldn't go that far. There was a couple things that made me laugh. Or some for me, it would have been, but you got. Oh no. Oh, I would not put Sting high up on my list at all. If we're gonna talk spider films, y'all, it hasn't come out yet, but I saw Infested at the Boston Underground Film Festival. Let me tell you, Infested, she's that bitch. Like, if you don't like spiders, watch Infested. Seriously. I'm so jealous that Perry got to do that, but Perry's also another person who's really good at their job when it comes to interviewing, so I'll have to watch that. Watch the human that I wouldn't. Oh, Super Saiyan. You had to be that girl, huh? Okay, all right. Eight-Legged Freak is the best spider horror I've seen, and I think it was a comedy. Again, Device. Infest is not a comedy. It's French horror, and French horror sometimes goes very hard. If you've ever seen the movie Inside, David made me watch that. David watches a lot of crazy horror films. And then he doesn't really tell you what's about. He's like, oh, you should watch this. And then you watch it like, why did you make me watch that? Oh God. 2024 horror films though. Let me see real quick. Is it crazy? I've seen more less horror films this year, but like 2023, I'd already seen like 20. Not my husky saying, you done yet? And look at my hair back here too. It's saying, you done yet? I said I'd go for 90 minutes. 3 more minutes. This gives me time to look up the horror films that I've seen. David's bald. He's living on the edge, y'all. Night Swim was not it. I just need y'all to know that. Okay. Can we have a little talk about the movie Imaginary real quick? Because a lot of people dogged on that film. A lot of people dogged on that film. And yeah, they were the same people praising Five Nights at Freddy's. So let's yeah, I mean they were essentially the same film. One just kind of at least had a little bit better writing, but also I like DeWanda Wise, and she also I think was an executive producer, so I love to see her, like excel at that. Wish they put some fixing her wig. Okay, yeah, that was not my place to call that out, but yes, that wig was not good. But Imaginary is a better film compared to Five Nights at Freddy's, in my opinion. And it was really funny to see a lot of reviewers crap on Imaginary, but praised Five Nights at Freddy's. And I was just like, come again? Huh? Is it because you played the game? Which is fine. I love video game adaptations, but call a spade though at this point. See, now, Sheree, that's fine. If you're a Freddy hater and an Imaginary hater, I respect that. Absolutely. Oh, yeah, no. Blumhouse can sometimes make great films at times, but sometimes they're just turning out too much. And I think that it really loses quality. Also, sometimes too, I mean, they were known to being problematic for female horror directors. I'm just saying. Gosh, I'm still looking. Oh shoot, I need to finish watching that. I have not watched that. Oh man, I feel bad because I haven't watched Stop Motion. I didn't like Baghead. Sorry about it. Hmm. The Class when it's not take. Yeah, Get Out was good. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, I did like Last Night with the Devil, but I think, it coulda ended 15 minutes earlier, and I say that yes, I know, DeWise, hush. Um, yeah, it just it coulda had a it would have been more effective if they would have ended it at a certain point, but they kept going and added to the story, and I think it took away from it coulda went out like, it coulda had, like, been a boss ass ending because it just but then they had to give this yeah, I just didn't like it. That part. Hold up, wait. Don't you dare go up for Imaginary, but you're talking crap about Believer. Yes, because Imaginary was made for, I don't know, I believe around 10,000,000, uh, and it's made at least 30. What how much did The Exorcist rights cost again? I'm waiting. Just saying. I'm not saying Imaginary was good. I'm just saying it was better than Five Nights at Freddy, and people were very hard on it. But it's not a great film. That's all I'm stating. When they when left to their own, we get ooh, not Soft and Quiet. Ooh. The way some people defended that movie? Oof. Ooh. This says a lot about people, I'm just saying. Um People want to say Marvel Studios has been putting out stinkers since 2019, having been checking Blumhouse output since then. That's fair. Marvel has been putting out stinkers since Thor 1. Okay, DeWise, you can go to jail for that one. The rights were donated by the Catholic Charities. Okay, stop it. Believer made in exorcillion dollars. Okay, I like that, Martical. That's funny. I didn't like Five Nights at Freddy's. That's fine, serial killer. I totally get that. Oh man, did they ever, Sheree? Like, what? Why watching that did I feel like oh, I don't know. I felt like the director was like, "Oh, look what I get to have these people do, have these people say." Eh. Um, I guess I need to watch stop motion. I guess the movie that I've enjoyed the most so far, and I'm not like, I've just again, I've not watched a lot of horror films this year, which is shocking. I would have to say it'd probably be Abigail, actually, and that's not a bad thing. Again, I really enjoyed this movie. Watch Sheree walk me back, and maybe I'll give it a 4. It's not getting a 5, I'm sorry, I'm not giving it a 5. Maybe I could go up to a 4, though, because the more we talk about it, the more I'm like, "I can't wait to go see it again." So, okay. Okay, there's that. Night Swim was absolutely terrible. Oh, what flavor comes in a green can? The Diet Cherry Dr. Pepper. So good. I can live with a 4. I mean, because 'cause we're talking about enough, and each time that we do, I'll tell you, I just wanna see it again, and I am. So, and I'm hoping it's a success at the box office. I really am. Really hope it is. Oh, she's fancy. No, she's got an addiction to diet soda. It's terrible. If you knew how much diet soda I drank in a day, you would be judging me, and you would be fair to judge me. Oh, can I tell you what movie I am excited to see, but I'm not sure? And I meant to ask, you about, Sheree. I wanna see Cuckoo. I do. I wanna see that. Was it 4 or 5 when I walked out, and then the next day, I was a Stan account? Oh, Kenneth, you're going to see it tomorrow. Have fun. Have fun. I'm seriously, that's another great way to describe this movie. It's just fun. And sometimes you really need that. I'm sad I wanted to watch Night Swim, but I'll skip it. I mean, you could watch it on Peacock if you have Peacock. That way you're not, wasting a lot of money. I'm serious when I say that. Same with diet soda, but I'm type 1 diabetic, so well, I'm not. So I have 10, 12 packs of zero sodas in my house right now. I'm sorry, 10? Oh, that reminds me, I do need to order some more. Jesus, 10? Okay, but what's your diet soda that you're drinking then? Any hype for Saw 11? Okay. Saw 10 didn't have to like, Saw 10 did a really good job. I was shocked. I was very shocked how well they pulled it off with Saw 10. I thought I thought it was just gonna be bad. Like like Amanda's hairline bad. Like, because that wig was bad. That wig was bad. But I get it because of where it fits in the storyline of the Saw, franchise. But 10 for being the 10th in a franchise where you have really kind of like overstayed your welcome. And it to me at that point was you need to show up and show out, or it's an absolute wrap and everyone involved just should not make movies kind of thing. Well, I wouldn't go that far, but you know what I'm saying. And Saw 10, I thought Amanda's wig was a trap. Look, for somebody who watches, I'm just saying, like, I was really impressed. I felt like there were so many. Can I tell you about the discourse though about Saw 10? This cracked me up. This really cracked me up because so many are like Valentina should have lived. She survived her trap. She almost made it out of her trap kind of thing. Like, no. The only person, because yes, they were all criminals and they were doing bad stuff. The only person that I had any remorse for that I felt, if you've seen it, was Gabriella. And there's so much discourse about people be like, why are you upset that she died? I go, maybe see what happened? Because isn't the whole purpose of Saw, if you make it out of your trap, the whole purpose is hopefully it's you've reflected on the things you've done and you're coming out as the changed person. You've done the things you should. So just saying. It was crazy to me. But I really did like Saw 10, and I'm excited to see Saw 11. Lionsgate has been doing so good at putting out good quality sequels to Saw, The Hunger Games. Fair, that's true. Blumhouse, you could learn a thing or two. Oh man, Mordecai, I think when I was watching it's like, Valentina, did you stone those? Yeah, I forgot what I said. It was stupid, but every time I heard her name, all I was thinking was Valentina from RuPaul's Drag Race. I'm so gay. Gabriella's trap was tame. Yes and no if you think about it. It depends. Like some of the traps, it depends, pain tolerance, all that, but she survived though. She completed the game. So that pissed me off. Like I that sucks because that's always been John Kramer's about. Even though John Kramer is an awful individual who is murdering people, so we need to remember that. But again, and if you're here at the Horror Hour, we have memberships, live watch-alongs, watching Twin Peaks just started. And also you get access to all of the previous watch-alongs we did. And I urge you, actually, I implore you, if you've never seen the movie Turbo Kid, do something with your life and go watch it. Please watch Turbo Kid. I am begging you, watch Turbo Kid. Turbo Kid. And go see Abigail. Seriously. It is actually, yeah, I definitely would say it's the best horror film that I've seen so far this year. And there's a lot more to come out, but it's still very high on my list. Hayden, when she compared herself to Selena, I didn't know whether to hate her or admire her delusional mindset. Wait, what? Oh, not Valentina saying that. She looks like a she's about Turbo Kid sounds familiar. I'm 35. Turbo Kid only came out in what 2018, 2019, I believe. Right? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let me double check. And then we're gonna end soon. This is the thing. I'm like, we're gonna end. We're gonna no, I need to end soon because I'm hungry and I need to get going so I can make the movie. 2015. Okay. Turbo Kid's fantastic. Has one of the best soundtracks. Oh, yes, become a member and watch the almost 4-hour watch along we did for Castlevania. But I introduced people to Castlevania, and I felt very proud of myself. Because they're like, I don't know if I want to watch anime. I don't know if I want to watch this. And then they watched it, and it turned their world around. Mhm. Shut up, James. I think you'd love Turbo Kid. Seriously. It's ooh, I'm thinking of the gore. Ooh, ooh. But it's actually not a horror film, though. But the gore is top tier. It's a really good film. And the soundtrack itself, though. You want to see me shake and shimmy. When we were watching Turbo Kid, I was watching it with Chance. I was like, you know, if I could twerk and it back, that's how much Turbo Kid gets me to move. Like George, when he puts his legs up behind his head, I can't do that. I'm not that flexible and I'm old. But that soundtrack did things. And I'm still to this day hoping that I think like the creators said they wanted to make a sequel, and I think all the people involved said they were down. I just don't know if it'll ever happen because I'm sure it was a costly movie, and since it was an indie film, I don't think it made much. So that's also upsetting. Even though people who have seen it do love it. And if you don't love it, that's okay. That's your opinion. You're allowed to be wrong. That's your right. Sorry, Terror Kid Sense from the 90s. I'm so serial killer. Oh my god, I just realized your name was Serial Killer. That's good. That's funny. I like that. Now my Mac is like, d- okay, you know what's crazy? My Mac just came on and is like, and gave me the Wikipedia definition of serial killer TV tropes. That is effed up. Go away. Siri is a bitch. No, I wasn't talking to you. Ooh, she hateful. But you should actually watch Turbo Kid. It's really good. Thanks. I love my breakfast. Oh, great way to end. What is your favorite breakfast cereal? That's what we'll end on. Actually, no, that's kind of cheesy. Actually, what horror film are you most excited to see this year? That's that is what I want to know. Bootios. Yes. Ooh, Cocoa Puffs. Okay, all right. Love marshmallows. All right. Frosted Flakes. Okay. Frosted shredded wheat. I'm a bland cereal girl. I like the strawberry frosted shredded wheat. Um, honestly, I'm basic. I'm a simple. I like Chex, rice Chex. It's so delicious. Terrifier 3, Nosferatu, Cinnamon, Maxine, Blood and Honey Part 2. I want to see Of a Violent Nature. I tried to get screeners for that, but I could not. So is Shelby Oaks coming out this year? I don't know. I'm curious to see. I know Chris Stuckman's gone back to reviewing movies, which I know he originally said he wasn't going to do. Because he's a filmmaker, and I totally appreciate that. I think that's very like respect. He's got my respect for the reason why he doesn't want to do it. But I'm guessing also movie hasn't come out yet. So I'm sure it's and also I think when they were making it all that like COVID hit pretty hard in a sense. So his production was impacted. Romulus. Oh, I can't wait for that. In a Violent Nature is so fun. I'm like to finally get a movie from the killer's point of view. Yes, please. Maxine, again, that trailer just did things to me. Okay. Okay, alright. Yeah. Yeah, I did that, sure. Alright, I will say this, because you guys yeah, Chris is a perfectionist, so yeah. But also, there's some cool people in it. Alright, so I will tell you, obviously, I'm a Terrifier stan till the end of time, so Terrifier 3 all the way. Romulus, because I love Alien. The whole franchise, even when it's at its worst, I still enjoy it. So I want to see what they do. Maxine, I do want to. I'm excited, but I'm kind of that girl, and I already know the entire story. So I'm excited because it looks good. I want to see how they pull this off. That's what I want to see. Um, and their Cocoa Pops, interesting. And Dwight, if you're saying that because I said that about Maxine, it's I don't want to sit here and be like, oh, it's gonna be the best thing. No, because I don't want to ruin anybody's enjoyment because I ruined it for myself because I wanted to, and I was like, interesting, I like that. So, but again, they could be completely wrong. So who knows? And then I think the last one that I want to see. Oh well, no, in a violent nature, I want to see Ghost Game. It just premiered at Panic Film Festival, and yeah, I want to see that. Trying to think, are we getting any crazy stuff this Halloween? Like any big franchise things? I don't know. Honestly, I would say that's it. Yeah. I feel like I'm forgetting something big, something, massive. Hmm. Wait. Okay, hold up. Mike, help answer this for me. Uh is Horror in the High Desert, is that really actually 3 movies? Because I thought it was just a joke. Is that really? I wouldn't say Joker 2 is a horror film. I think it's more drama, but I am very excited. I loved Joker in general. I think the discussion on mental health and that community, and especially also, can we talk about how it really talks about the failing healthcare systems? It's actually really good. Um, Beetlejuice. I'm excited for that. It is for people who worked on it. Oh, The Stranger's second movie of new trilogy. Oh, yeah, that's right. Um, I'm curious about The Strangers because didn't they say it's a prequel? Which is odd because then we know again they could have kept that to themselves, and we found out throughout the course of the movie. Yeah, it's just me. Oh, Twisters. I hope that's good. I love Twister, so interesting. Smile 2, I love how it's shaping up, but I can tell you right now, I did not like the first one. I thought it looked very well. The sound design was great and it looked well. I thought, but mm, Smile, you could see the entire movie in terms of it just the beats, like ba-dum, bum, pa, ba-dum, bum. It didn't change from that, and it was so predictable, and that killed the movie for me. Um, Last I heard, it's the same years, but they're being so vague, so something is wrong. Ooh, well, I love that. Okay. I don't know if Wolfman's coming out this year. We need a Hills. I miss family films. Dwight, you messed up for saying that. I haven't seen Smile yet. Seems too predictable to me. It really is. Return to Silent Hill. Wait, what? That's a movie? Interesting. This Halloween? Stop it. What? Where have I been? Oh, okay. Oh, thank you, Kenneth, for reminding me. Long Legs. I do like a guy with long legs, but I want to see the movie Long Legs. Oh, it got pushed to next year? Yeah, see, I didn't think it was making it this year. Okay. I forgot about the Silent Hill movie. That's like I feel like there's been no discussion around that at all. Oh, sorry, Kai. We've been live for almost 2 hours. Again, recap, because again, the whole thing was, "Hey, let's go live. Let me talk about memberships. Let me talk about, Abigail. Abigail, fun, great, I enjoyed it." It was a 3.5, but I moved it up to a 4 because we keep talking about it, and the more I think about it, the more I can't wait to go see it again. Seriously. I want a Siren Head film. I need camp. Okay, alright. Oh my god, I did all that in one breath. Hayden, nobody knows what's going on with Salem's Lot. I feel bad for that movie. Oh, yep, and, AV and I think Super Saiyan have not seen The Bodyguard. What was the other movie? There was one other movie that said they haven't seen, and I was just like, "Oh, Joy Luck Club." They have not seen that. And that's a travesty. Absolute travesty. God dang it. We're gonna end in 10 minutes. I know what you're saying, I know, but I hate leaving on such an odd number. So 2 hours, done. Also glad you, spent some of your afternoon, evening, or morning, wherever it is. I greatly appreciate it. Thanks for coming to either my channel or the Horror Hour channel. We love it because, on one channel, we like to get rotted and gutted and nasty. On the other channel, I'm trying to learn to review stuff. And part of doing this is just so you all know, it's nervous to do that. It's easier for me to get on a camera and talk to you live and have feedback that I can engage than talking in front of a camera. It was funny because I was talking for Rich guy, like you could say the same intro about 10, 15 times because there could be just like one thing off, and so you have to redo it. It's very hard. And even if you have a script, because I've seen some people how they're able to do that. If I have a script, my problem is then I will just be reading like this, and then you're not reading the camera. Or reading the camera, looking at the camera. And sometimes I look at the viewfinder, and you can't look at the viewfinder because the people, y'all, there's so much that goes into it. I'm just a day player. Not I'm just a day. I am just a day player though. Honestly, I promise that I'll watch them in the near future. You better, Super Saiyan. Joy Club, the Joy Luck Club is amazing, if not sad. It's very sad. The whole purpose that we brought that up though, Kai, is that's my recommendation to George to watch because I want to mess him up. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They finished post production on the new Silent Hill. Oh wow, it's been that. Wait, okay, hold up though. I liked the first. Actually, I liked the two Silent Hill films. So when people say they didn't like the first Silent Hill, I'm like, eat glass. Like, sorry, that I enjoyed it. So okay. Did that Jonathan Lipnicki slasher released yet? Which one is that? Huh. Conjuring Last Look, I will watch every Conjuring movie as long as Patrick Wilson is in it. That is like that will always happen. Always happen. And you can't tell me otherwise. You know you cannot. I mean, oh, Camp Pleasant Lake, that's out. That is out. I need to watch that actually. That's my email. I'm trying to conjure Patrick. My gosh. Oof. Oh, thank you. See, I truly believe from what I've heard about A Quiet Day play or A Quiet Place Day 1, I guarantee you there is going to be awards discussions around this. I hear though, Lupita is phenomenal in this film. So that would be amazing. That would be absolutely amazing. Uh, I've heard good things about that film. Oh, hold on. I know I missed somebody. It's a decent film, but it gives me the director changed the main character to a woman because he didn't believe a man would go through hell to save a child. Oh, Jesus. Oh, damn. Okay, maybe I don't like the director. Still like the movie, but not the director. Um, it's Lupita and Joe, so something going to shake. Oh yeah, no, I have a feeling that this is going to. I do feel there's going to be just a worse discussion, if not I think it's gonna be a box office hit, and maybe we'll Lupita Lupita Nyong'o should be an absolute box office star, in my opinion. And I think that maybe this film could probably do that for her, which is a shame because again, she's turned out many performances. She has an Oscar. So I'm just saying, I have a feeling that this is going to just, yeah, I feel it's going to be amazing. And I feel it's just going to have a lot of discussion around it. And see, I'm counting down this time, 5 more minutes because I said it, 2 hours, 5 more minutes. Kai, keep me honest. When it's 5 more minutes, you say stop, and I'm just gonna cut it. I won't even say bye. I'll be like, I think they may have a spin-off franchise that's going to outshine the originals. Yes, I would agree. Oh no, Lupita Nyong'o has never failed. And also, I can never just say Lupita because I just love her entire name. It's one, she's a stunner. Also, have you seen her and her husband? They are hot. Like, mm, but she's just, oh, she's amazing. Also, I saw somebody ask the question. I won't go too into it. What do I think about Kevin Williamson directing Scream 7? Well, he doesn't have a huge directing past. I'm not happy about that whole scenario thing. Just don't watch Abigail. Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm happy for everybody who secured their coin, but you know, they split and she's with Josh Jackson now. She stole my she stole while working with my husband. That's funny. Kenneth, I can't with you. You a mess. Are we doing watch parties for all 3 Mickey Mouse horror movies when they're out? I don't want to. Um, but I guess we could. Okay. All right. This will be a great place to end on because this will kind of get me a little fired up. Just, a little. Okay. I'm gonna Oh, I love to hear that, Device. Go watch it in theaters. Go watch Abigail in theaters. Here's my thing. There are a lot of films, especially like the Mickey Mouse films, Winnie Pooh, Blood and Honey, all these that are, they certainly leapt on, or they jumped when the iron was hot. And I appreciate that. And I respect that. And I know some of them are really using it to get their foot in the door. And maybe the first time they didn't have the fun. Like it just, so I get it. And then the sequel, they are trying to do better, like Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2. Not a great film, but clearly massive difference from the first one, right? Like they are trying. And I love and I appreciate that when filmmakers and just talent, they want to learn and grow. What I don't like, and that's what I also see about these Mickey Mouse, all these, when they make them events. And so what would normally for me, and again, wherever you are, it would still be a normal price for you, maybe instance, but normal price movie ticket versus hold up. I've got to now pay $7 to $8 more just to see this movie because it's an event. Well, then you better guarantee it's a sold out show so everybody's getting into like I have issues with that. Like I rarely want to pay $20 for a movie to own at times. You mean I'm gonna pay $20 for a movie ticket? When one for me normally is like $12, or if it's on a Tuesday, then it's only 5. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. I have issues with that. I do have issues with that. And that goes to any studio, to be honestly. The event pricing for anything. I paid event pricing to go see Smile early. That was dumb. Sorry. Like it actually less than 40 seconds. So here we go. When I went to see Smile, there was one lady who was so bored she fell asleep in the theater, and she had fallen asleep, and she woke herself up by snoring. And the moment she like had this loud snore and it made her jump, It made all of us jump too, because it was like a kind of a moment. It was funny. And that's when I realized, damn, that was more enjoyable than what I'm seeing on screen. And that's how I feel about Smile. But I am excited about the second one. It's got promise. But hey, you all. Oh. Sure. I've had a director call me out because I didn't like Doctor Sleep. But hey, it is what it is. But thank you, everyone. Honestly, thank you for joining. Thank you for supporting all that. Honestly, again, I will leave you with this. I will work on getting reviews out. But in the meantime, go see Abigail in theaters. I really enjoyed it. I really did. And I'm going to stop right now. Hey, Kai, at least I'm Hussein Omar, I didn't hate Smile. At least we're not talking about a certain movie that people get mad that I talk about, because it makes me very angry when we talk about Skinamarink. So I'm not mentioning Skinamarink or Skinamarink. You want to talk about this? I'll leave it at that. But until next time, guys, bye. And StreamYard makes me just do this until it truly is.